Okay, we're going to get underway. Now, we're a family, right, Coach? So we're just gonna have to talk like a family around the table tonight, because we're gonna work with this microphone such as it is, and it's not that important that you hear what I have to say, but we really want you to hear what our guests of honor have to say. And then also we want to introduce each of our team members to you. So just bear with us tonight and enjoy your cheesecake and drinks and coffee as we get this thing underway for another year and another great season. I want to begin tonight a community service award. Before we do that, just because I'm testing the mic a bit deeper, Orlando is with us, and Orlando wanted you to know that Bruno's is back open in West Lafayette. And, we're sure thankful for that tonight. He also,
don't call me, I'm not the owner.
and don't call him with problems. He's retired. Now, the other Coach Katie will want to know, in addition to our great victory, tough victory, but a great victory in Mackey last night, we just got word that Michigan State just got beat by USC. So that's great news too. Okay, so with that said, we're going to begin our program with our Community Service Award. Every year, Purdue Baseball recognizes a community member who displays qualities such as sustained involvement, compassion, and selflessness, and awards them our Community Service Award. And a note to both of our honorees and Coach Goff tonight, you probably want to hold the mic right about where I am right now. That's not going to be as good as it gets. Our award winners have been active in local businesses, institutions of higher learning, and government. This year's honoree is a staple of the Purdue baseball program, as a fan and a mentor, and certainly prominent in Greater Lafayette. Jeff Bannon was born and raised in Crawfordsville, Indiana. He's a graduate of Purdue, earning a degree in economics and finance. In addition, Jeff has a graduate degree from the School of Banking at the University of Wisconsin. Jeff is a senior vice president with Merrill Lynch in a career spanning over 25 years, and he's established himself as a respected figure in the field and recognized as being dedicated to his clients. Jeff values spending quality time with his family and engaging in outdoor activities. He is actively involved in leading and coaching baseball with the Indiana Bulls and serves on several nonprofit committees, demonstrating his commitment to giving back to the community. Jeff's better half is wife Amanda, and together they have two daughters, Abby and Alex, and a son, Henry, who is a baseball and tennis standout at Crawfordsville High School. Would you please join Coach Goff and myself in welcoming to the stage our 2025 Community Service Award winner, Jeff Bannon.
Wow, this is amazing. When I was a student here at this university, I didn't even have enough money to get into this stadium, and now somebody thought it was a good idea to give me a microphone for the night. So, wow, this is great. Thank you, coaches, staff, committee. This is truly just an amazing honor. The baseball program has been a big part of our lives, our family's lives, for about the last 6 to 7 years. My daughter Abby, she worked for Coach Media. Where's John at? John. And my daughter's a financial advisor in Nashville today, and she spent a lot of time with John, and I know learned so much from you and your mentorship with her, so that means a lot to us. So my son Henry, as he mentioned, he's a baseball player at Crawfordsville, but he started loving the game of baseball through Coach Goff. He attended one of Coach's youth programs, his youth camps, when Coach was first here. You were an assistant, and I got some great photos. I shared them with the coaches this week of Henry and Coach, and it was really special to look back at, how far he's come and how far that you have come in your program. I'm really proud of you, but it didn't start out great. I told Coach this story this week at lunch. he asked Henry to come and join him that weekend, I think it was, or maybe it was later in the spring, to be a bat boy. And Coach does that a lot for a lot of the younger players, and it's a great experience for some of the younger guys when they get to come out and get in the dugout. And so the first experience that he had, it was on a Sunday, and unfortunately the Boilermakers didn't play very well that day. And so here's Henry, 9 years old at the time, and he was sitting actually with these two clowns sitting right here, Trent Johnson and Tyler Powers, two really good Purdue alumni guys. He was sitting right between the two of them. And I said, what I need you to do is I need you to follow these guys. I need you to follow them around. And so we did that, right? And so Boilermakers didn't play very well, and Coach Waz, at the time, the head coach, headed out to left field. And guys and folks that know Coach Waz may know that he was a fiery gentleman, right? He coached that way. And he definitely coached that way when you didn't win. Am I right? Okay. So here comes young Henry following these two dudes out to the outfield, and you could tell from the sidelines that they were getting. I mean, he was getting into them pretty good. So later on, Henry and I would help him to pick up truck, and we get for the hour drive home to the sticks. And I said, "Hey, how was it?" And he goes, "It was great, Dad. It was great." I said, "Was he mad?" And he said, "Yeah, he was mad." I said, Did you? And we protected our kid. We didn't probably share some of the language maybe he might have heard in the dugout that day. And I said, "Did you learn any new words?" And he said, "Yeah, I did." "Did you learn any bad words?" And he said, "Yeah, I did." "Well, which ones?" And he said, "I think all of them." That was our first experience with Purdue baseball, but it's been great ever since then. When Coach he called me and he told me that he was somehow going to give me this award tonight, my first thought was, how many people did you call before I answered the phone? And but I'm looking around this room, and one of the guys that Josh Loggins. Josh is a dear friend of mine, and Josh is involved in more commitments. Josh and I served together on the Bulls board together. And Josh is involved in so many activities in this community. And Barney Schumann, I saw him. Where's Barney at? Barney and the Schumann family, for what you guys do for this community and have done for years. Our community's better because of your family and what you do, Barney. But and this is going to get tough right now. So if I start to cry, somebody clap. Do that, and just help me through this. But and she's going to hate me for this one. But the one person, I'm going to turn this way, that I would say is probably the example of being a selfless, committed person is my wife. Not because she's married to me, because that does take work, but because of who she is. She's coached volleyball for over 20 years in our community. She taught school for 20 years. She stepped away to volunteer and run our preschool so she could teach kids the way she wanted to teach them. But, where you at, Josh? Come on, somebody. But it wasn't until about a year ago that I saw the true character of who she is. When her best friend fought cancer, and she stood by her side for 3 months, and we knew the time was getting close to the end. He didn't leave her side, and I've been trying to find a way to publicly thank you for being an example for our kids and to me and our small community that we come from. And fortunately, this guy gave me the microphone and all these people that we don't know. So I wanted to thank you for being a great example. My last thing in closing, Pete Rose said, "I'd walk through a fire in a gasoline suit to play the game of baseball." Such a great quote, right? But at some point, guys, and this is to the players, this game is done with you, right? But you don't have to be done with it. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of young people that look up to you. There's a lot of communities that poured their heart and soul into you guys to get you to where you are today. And I had the good fortune to be on the sidelines and watch young Trent Johnson when he's 12 years old begin to excel, and watch young Cale Weimer back here, Boilermaker now, and watch him succeed at a very high level. And guys, what I would tell you is that you owe it to the next generation to teach them how to play the game the right way, with discipline and respect. And that would be the challenge that I would give to you. And the last thing is this Purdue diploma is special. It is very special. It's a golden ticket that you'll walk out of this place with, right? But it's not the answer. It's not what makes you successful. It's only the ticket to get on the ride. But the things that you guys will learn here on this campus and in this program: discipline, hard work, managing your time, how to deal with failure, and how to face your fears. Those are the things that when you step out into a business world, and I sit across the table from you and ask you, why should I hire you? Why should I hire you, young Trent Johnson? Because of the things that you learned when you were on this campus. Thank you very much. It's a great honor.
Thank you, Jeff. Congratulations. As we get to our Alumnus of the Year award, I want to fish back. I think Coach Goff will enjoy this. To Sunday, June 26, 1977, Purdue hired a new baseball coach by the name of Dave Alexander. You know him, don't you, Coach Katie? Dave Alexander? Coach Katie could give us Dave Alexander stories all night, but I want to talk about Coach. Of course, he gave the lead gift in honor of his parents for Alexander Field Stadium that you play in. And one thing he said in that article, he said, quote, "I wasn't a great player, but I feel I know the game and how it should be played. Alexander's philosophy of the game, keep it simple. It earned him a reputation at Indianapolis Chatard as a sound believer in fundamentals, and he plans the same thing at Purdue." And it's in that spirit that we hear from our Alumnus of the Year. Purdue Baseball would like to recognize the Alumnus of the Year award that's bestowed upon a degree-holding Boilermaker that has demonstrated outstanding loyalty towards and continued interest in supporting Purdue athletics and Purdue baseball. The nominee must demonstrate exemplary personal integrity and stature, such that the staff, student athletes, and alumni of Purdue University will take pride in and be inspired by his or her recognition. This year's Alumnus of the Year award recognizes someone who not only made a huge impact at Purdue on the baseball field, but to me and many others who interact with him each day. Rex Gingrich is the founder and CEO of the Chariot Automotive Group, which is made up of 4 new car auto dealerships serving the state of Indiana and neighboring states. Through Rex's leadership, Chariot Automotive Group operates with a mantra of 4 main pillars: service, family, virtue, and investment. But for those of you who know Rex, he is a guy whose foundation is rooted by 2 guiding principles: service to others and doing the right thing. Rex earned his bachelor's degree in business administration and management, and he effectively navigated Coach Dave Alexander over a 4-year winner run on the mound as the Boilermakers. A pitcher on the 1987 36-win Boilermaker squad that played in the NCAA Regional in Starkville, Mississippi. Over his illustrious Purdue career, Rex pitched in 54 games, made 26 starts through 204 innings, and won 16 games. Purdue's combined record for Rex's years are notable as one of the best stretches in program history. From 1984 to 87, Purdue with a nearly 57% winning percentage at 135, 102, and 3, and set a team record for wins in 1986. In addition to the many ways Rex and his family give back to Purdue baseball, Rex is involved with the Community Foundation of Howard County, the YMCA, the Purdue 400 Club, Rotary International, the Greater Kokomo Economic Development Alliance, Bridges Outreach, Brucheville Youth Baseball, and the United Way. Rex is here tonight with his wife Kara and his daughter Tori, unable to attend her son Ty, a professional golfer, and Wes, who many of you know as a 4-year Boilermaker letter winner. Our Alumnus of the Year for 2025, please welcome Mr. Rex Gingrich.
Thank you very much, Nate, Greg, John, all of Purdue baseball. It's a tremendous honor to be here tonight. I'm very excited. Anybody that played for Alex, they happen to find mementos, I guess. Last year, Hollis found a letter, or brought a letter that the coach had left him on his locker that was quite humorous. Maybe I can get to that in a little bit, but if you were here last year, you'll remember that. But I grew up in Kokomo, about an hour east of here, and my grandfather got an engineering degree in the early 30s and played football. So Purdue was always my team ever since I was a young guy. But to have the opportunity to play baseball here and to get a degree here was a dream come true for me. And I remember coming here in the fall of '83 and had to pinch myself that I would really at Purdue and get to play on the baseball team. And still 41 years later, it's still a dream come true that is a reality in my life that I got to be a part of this great university and this great program. But being on the baseball team and being here shaped my life and career in so many positive ways. It really kicked off a career what I think has been an overachiever. I was a pitcher, and from baseball standards, I didn't really have that good of stuff, but I believe that I did. And a lot of guys in today, well, how fast did you throw back then? I said, well, I just threw hard enough to get you out. I had 4 good pitches that I could throw at any count and varying speeds, and I'd normally come back with something like, you didn't like my changeup, and it was 3-2. But one thing about being a part of this team was the opportunity to be mentored and to be around Coach Alexander. Many of you know Coach. He's a Purdue alum, a legend here in his own right, and a coach who had a profound impact on me and this program. He coached for 14 years, and as Nate said, gave the lead gift for Alexander Field. But Coach was old school in every sense of the word. He loved small towns, hole-in-the-wall restaurants, and the kind of hard work that made you believe that anything was possible. He was tough because he wanted us to be the best that we could possibly be. Nate, I love how you said that I navigated Coach effectively. That's good. I think I got started off the right foot with him when I was a freshman in the fall of my freshman year. I was mentored by a 5th-year senior, and he said that when we go to practice out on the field, he said everybody's going to drive out there. He said that's legal, that's fine, not a problem, but you and I are going to jog out there. And I think Coach liked that. I also ran stairs with him here at the Ross 8 and then Mackey Arena. And I think Dave liked that kind of stuff to set yourself apart. But so a couple other things. Coach had a very high level of expectation. And there's an unwritten rule to be at practice real early. So when Coach got there on time or a little bit late, you knew that his schedule got interrupted, and he wasn't good with that. So we could see him coming, and he came into the parking lot pretty hard, and his car was sideways sometimes, and gravel's flying, and slamming on the brakes. He gets out, slams the door, screams at the top of his lung for whoever the player was that disrupted his schedule. Somebody didn't go to class, somebody flunked a test, somebody didn't do their community service, but something like, Allison! Get over here. So we all got a lot of great lessons from Coach that way. The other thing that I brought, I took his class in the fall of '86, and he had such a high level of I just found this not too long ago. He had such a high level of expectation, I forgot that he gave me a B+. This is perfect work, but I could just hear him think, nobody's worth an A. B is as good as it gets. So I'm sure if he was here, he would say, hey, you really got like an A+, but I thought that was really good. We learned more from Coach than just baseball, obviously. He taught us, accountability, how to handle adversity, how to think critically. He also taught us about life, including his views on conservative politics. He listened every day to he had the same seat at Bruno's, I think, every night. He did a lot of the same things, and one of them was listen to Rush line ball every day at the same time. But he got really concerned because he thought Russ was getting a little liberal. That really threw him for a loop. And he often liked to talk about the web gym home runs that I gave up. Specifically, the one that Joe Girardi hit off me up at Northwestern. The ball never came down. It slammed into the scoreboard. It's still there somewhere. But I heard that story for 20 or 25 years, and I'd say, you must have just ran into Alex. He had to tell that a million times. So, but I'm ultimately so grateful to play for Coach. It was tough and demanding, but I knew deep down that he cared deeply for me, just like he did all of his players. At our company, part of our logo, we have a symbol that represents the North Star, which is our values that were shaped largely in part of my time at Purdue and from Coach: accountability, honesty, belief, commitment, and winning. But a couple reminders that I keep on the whiteboard in my office that have stuck with me over the years that I wanted to share with the guys was what we're willing to give up is much more important than what we're willing to do when it comes to hitting our goals and meeting the things that we want to do. And two, the best way to get to where we want to go is to do really well where we're at. And of course, it's come full circle this past few years as I've got to watch my son Wes play here at Purdue and continue the legacy. I couldn't be prouder of the time that he was a Boilermaker. And I know he's taken the same great lessons that I have in my career. So just it's such a special time. Greg, I want to thank you for also Josh. I've met Josh yet, but I've known Marty a long time, for your involvement with FCA, letting them be involved with the baseball team. Just such a strong part of the foundation of who we are. And so you guys that are involved with Josh and Marty, keep it up, way to go. Take some of those players with you to your meetings. And those guys that don't go yet, that's okay. God's timing is perfect in your life, and will be. But I just want to leave you with the fact that no matter how tough or how good things, how much success we have in our life, it's our faith that's really going to make it all work together. So I'm excited for you guys this spring. I'm so grateful for this award. I'm looking forward to watching you. I love going to the games and watching. I coach a lot from the stands. So I'm giving Coach Goff a lot of signals over there. But, be there for one another, support one another, play for one another, play for Purdue. And as Jeff said, the best thing that's ever going to happen to you is get your degree from Purdue. So thank you so much. It's been such an honor to be here.
Great stuff from Jeff and from Rex. Give him one more round of applause, please. Thank you very much. Well, our keynote speaker tonight, we welcome back to Purdue Nick Whitgren. Originally from Torrance, California, Nick grew up in West Lafayette, Indiana, and he played at McCutcheon High School. He played baseball, basketball, and tennis. Nick went on to play baseball at Parkland College for a year before transferring to Purdue. By the way, Nick was just inducted into the Parkland Hall of Fame last weekend. He wore the old gold and black in 2011 and 2012. He helped the Boilermakers to a 45-win season in 2012, and of course, to host the NCAA Regional that year for the first time. Nick served as a closer for the Boilermakers during his 2 years, finishing with a 2.54 earned run average, 22 saves, and 94 strikeouts over 92 innings pitched. The 22 career saves for Whitgren remains our all-time program record. Purdue's combined records for Nick's years are notable as one of the best stretches in program history. 2011 and 12, the Boilermakers with a .701 winning percentage, 82 and 35, and tied the team records for wins in 2011, breaking it in 2012. Nick pitched in the MLB postseason with Cleveland in 2020. At the time, he was our first alumnus to play in the postseason since Archie Ciafranco in the mid-90s. Nick was drafted by the Miami Marlins in the 9th round of the 2012 Major League Baseball draft. The Marlins promoted him to the majors in 2016. During his career, Nick has pitched in the MLB for the Cleveland Indians, the St. Louis Cardinals, and the Kansas City Royals. Over his 8-year MLB career, he's pitched 314 games, amassing 329.1 innings with 300 strikeouts. Nick currently resides